Hello students, today we are going to start the third chapter of your chemistry syllabus. The chapter is electrochemistry. So today we will start with the introduction to electrochemistry. Now what is electrochemistry? Now it is made up of two words, exactly right. This is electricity and chemistry. So electrochemistry has something to do with the electricity and chemistry. So in simple terms, electrochemistry is the relation between electricity and chemistry. Now basically there are two main ways how the chemistry and electricity are connected, or how the chemical reaction and electricity interact. So there are two ways. First is certain chemical reactions can generate electricity. There are certain chemical reactions that generate electricity. That reactions are going inside the batteries. So there are certain reactions which are going inside the batteries or cell, and as a result of which the electricity is generated. Now the second, that electricity can make certain reactions happen that wouldn't happen otherwise. Now there are certain reactions which doesn't happen otherwise. We can use electricity to make those reactions happen. For example, metallurgical reactions, refining of metal. There are so many other reactions we will study in this course. Before going further, let's take few minutes to explain two things. One is chemical reactions, other is electricity. So first is electricity. In simple terms, electricity is just movement of electrons through something. When electron moves, it constitutes electricity. May it move through a wire, may through a light bulb, or may through a battery. Now if electricity is the movement of electrons, the chemical reactions that we will be talking about will also involve movement of electrons. So chemical reactions also involve movement of electrons. Now such those chemical reactions that involve movement of electrons are essentially a redox reactions. Redox reactions you have studied in your previous class or you can say reduction oxidation reactions. Suppose there is a atom A and atom B. Electron is transferred from atom A to atom B. So there is a movement of electron between atom A and atom B. This is how the electrons, movement of electron, electricity and chemical reactions are related to each other, and the two scenarios come into the play. Now we can use the moving electrons. Electron move from A to B, and there is a loss of electron from A. A is undergoing oxidation, and B, which receives the electron, it undergoes reduction. Now we can use this moving electron between two atoms to generate electricity. This is the first scenario, and also we can use electricity to pull the electron from A and make it to move to B using the extra electricity. So the two scenarios, that certain reactions can create electricity, and a second scenario is that the electricity can make certain reactions happen that wouldn't otherwise possible. The two scenarios comes into the play, and this is the relation between electricity and chemistry. The first scenario, that certain reactions can create electricity. Certain reactions can create electricity. Now we have just discussed the redox reaction where electrons move from atom A to atom B. Now there is just a movement of electron from atom A to B. Now how can we generate electricity through this? Now we can separate atom A and B and connect them through a wire. Now electron can move through this wire, and when electron can move through this wire, we get electricity. And the second scenario is that electricity can make certain reactions happen that doesn't happen otherwise. That doesn't happen otherwise. Now again we have an example of redox reaction, transfer of atom from C to D. Now the transfer of atom from A to B is a spontaneous process. We will discuss later on about the details. Now electron get transferred from C to D, but this is not a spontaneous process that won't happen normally. So C doesn't want to give electrons and D doesn't want to take electrons. Now what we can do to make the electron move from C to D? We can separate C and D, connect them through wire, and between them that we can add a battery. Now we can use the electricity of this battery to make the electron move from C to D. So what is the role of this battery? It will pull electron from C and the push that electron from C to D. So there is a movement of electron. So here electricity can make certain reactions happen that won't happen normally. So the two scenarios we have discussed the importance of electrochemistry, that by the using certain reactions can create electricity, and electricity can make certain reactions happen that doesn't happens otherwise. We will discuss the two scenario in detail now. Now we will discuss that certain reactions can create electricity, and to make electricity using chemical reactions we often use a device called as galvanic cell or a voltaic cell. This is a simple diagram of a galvanic cell or voltaic cell. Here there is a zinc rod. Zinc rod is dipped in a electrolyte, that is zinc sulfate, aqueous solution of zinc sulfate, and copper rod is dipped in a solution of copper sulfate. Now here there is a redox reaction and transfer of electron is going from zinc to copper. So we will discuss that we have zinc and we have copper. Now electron transferred from zinc to copper. Now why electron transferred from zinc to copper, not from copper to zinc? Because the copper has strong pull for electrons than zinc. Zinc has weaker pull for electrons. Now which element has a stronger pull and which element has a weaker pull of electrons? This we can note from their electrode potential values, standard electrode potential values. So copper has a more stronger pull for electron. And now when two electrons transferred from zinc to copper, now copper 2 positive ion. Now when copper ion receives 2 electrons, it becomes copper, and zinc which has lost 2 electrons becomes Zn 2 positive ion. So here zinc is oxidized, and because it loses electron, Cu2 positive ion gains electrons, so Cu is reduced, Cu2 positive is reduced. Now again this cell, here the electron, copper has lost 2 electrons, and these electrons they travel through external circuit where copper gains the electron. When the electrons are transferred through this external wire, that means movement of electron generates electricity, and if we attach some device, for example bulb, it glows. So the movement of electron involves electricity, so we create certain chemical reactions can create electricity. The redox reaction between zinc and copper creates electricity. Now these two rods, copper rod and zinc rod, they are called as electrodes. Now the electrode in which the reduction occurs, it is called as cathode, and the electrode where the oxidation occurs, it is called as anode. Remember, reduction, cathode, and oxidation, anode. You can remember it with the mnemonics, that is anode oxidation, anox, reduction, cathode, red cat. Just remember this mnemonics: anox, red cat; anode, oxidation, reduction, cathode; anox and red cat. Now this reaction occurs of its own. It is a spontaneous reaction and it generates electricity. So this is the case where certain reactions can create electricity. Now we will discuss that electricity can make certain reactions happen that wouldn't happen otherwise. Now let us take an example of the reaction H2O gives you H2 plus O2. This is an unbalanced reaction. Now this reaction is a non-spontaneous reaction. The water doesn't itself separate into hydrogen and oxygen. So this reaction not normally happens. Now this is a redox reaction. How can we find that it is a redox reaction? We just write the oxidation numbers of the species. Hydrogen here is +1, oxygen is -2, it is 0, it is 0, oxidation numbers. Now hydrogen +1 to 0, that means it gains electrons and it is reduced. -2 to 0 oxygen, so it loses electrons and undergoes oxidation. So here if you see that here oxygen and hydrogen, oxygen loses electron and electron goes to hydrogen, and this won't happen normally because oxygen has a stronger pull for electron. It is more electronegative than hydrogen. It won't loses electron by itself, and hydrogen has a weaker pull of electron. It will not gain electron itself. So to make this reaction spontaneous, or to make this reaction happens, we need a external source of electricity, that is a battery. So in simple terms, just a representation, this process is called as electrolysis. Electrolysis by using some battery. Electron get transferred from oxygen to hydrogen. So this is the case where electricity can make certain reaction happens that wouldn't happen otherwise. What is the role of the battery here? It will pull the electrons from oxygen and here push the electron towards the hydrogen. So this is a non-spontaneous reaction, and to make it happen we use the external battery, and which splits the water into hydrogen and oxygen. The detail of this process we will discuss in the later in the chapter. So this is the introduction to electrochemistry, in which we have studied that the electrochemistry is simply the relation or interaction between electricity and chemical reactions. There are two ways in which the electricity and chemical reaction interacts. One, that certain chemical reactions can create electricity, and the other is that electricity can make certain reaction happen that won't happen otherwise.